Before we get into the video, I just wanted to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this part of the video. I'm sure those of you who have already heard, but Skillshare is an online learning community. There are millions of creative people who use Skillshare to have access to thousands of classes on a huge variety of subject matters, from photography to animation, web development to entrepreneurship, fine art to gardening. There's a huge variety of classes for you to take on Skillshare. It's also a place that's been created especially for learning, so there are no adverts. The class that I wanted to recommend to you today is one that's so far removed from illustration and work related things because I am trying to cure my burnout. It's called Gardening 101, A Guide to Growing and Caring for Plants by Geraldine Lavin. She is a herbalist and a small business owner. It's definitely a beginner's class with plenty of encouragement for you to start where you're at and with what you have available. My favourite lesson of hers was one about propagation, specifically using cuttings, because I'm going to be taking some cuttings for the first time from some of my houseplants. So I really appreciated her wisdom and knowledge on the best way of doing that. So if you're interested in trying Skillshare, it's less than $10 a month for an annual subscription, and if you click the link in the description of my video, the first 1,000 of my subscribers can have access to a free trial of Skillshare Premium. Thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this part of the video, and now let's get into the vlog. Oh, hi. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today is, why do I always say what day it is? It doesn't matter what day it is. I'm in the studio, spent this morning putting on makeup, curling my hair, trying to wake up. I don't really know what today's vlog has in store for us because I don't really have a plan today. I've got a to-do list. Look at Quentin. I've got a to-do list, Quentin. It's only got a few things on it, all right? Yeah, I need to work out what I'm doing and I don't want to do anything. My brain's saying, just lie down on the floor like a greyhound. The only things I really want to do is like read books, make food. So maybe I will do those things today. I definitely do want to do some cooking. But yeah, I thought today I might just try and talk to you a little bit about what this version of burnout has been like for me, because I think in the previous videos in the Burnout Diaries I haven't really discussed it or talked too much about it, so I thought I'd just kind of talk a bit about my experience with burnout as a freelance illustrator. But there are things that I want to do first. One of them is walk my dogs, another one is have some food and some coffee. So let's get on with that, shall we? It's you, it's you. Want me to help her get some water? Oh, hello. Oh, shit. For my brunch today, I'm going to have some of these. I made these vegan buttermilk biscuit type things. We had them last night with some vegan fried chicken and gravy and it was nice. It was salty but a nice meal. They're kind of just like mini scones. They haven't risen as much as I would like them to, but they taste really good. I'm gonna have them with some tofu scramble. I've just washed some wild garlic that I picked on my dog walk yesterday, so I'm gonna have some of that chopped up. Tastes really good in tofu scramble. And then I've also got some very sad spring greens that I found in my fridge. I'm going to chop up really finely and put into the tofu scramble as well. I always make a tofu scramble, it just fills me up really well. So ta-da! Bit of a weird meal, but it's going to be bloody delicious. Mm. Oh my god. This is hazelnut coffee for our brand new little coffee pot that we have. Ta-da! Never had anything to make proper coffee before. I'm at my desk with a beautiful cup of coffee. Thought I might do an hour or so of desk work. On my list is to open a savings account. I'm sorry if you can hear Midge licking over there. He had some peanut butter with his dinner, and so he's got some stuck on the roof of his mouth, and he's just like... I've got to do some invoices, and I've been putting this weird little task off for a week or so. It's because I have to go into my accounting software to make those invoices, and oh my god, am I behind on my accounts. I hate not being on top of them because I hate the job, and I don't want to make it harder for myself than it needs to be. So, bitch, stop just fucking licking the bed. What the fuck? I'm gonna bite the bullet and go into my accounting software and just to make those invoices and then quickly exit again. The main thing that I'm feeling with my burnout, a very normal symptom that I'm experiencing, is just not wanting to do any painting. I have spent the past 8 months or so working really intensely on a couple of big commercial illustration projects, a board game and a book, and I painted a lot of very detailed illustrations for both of those projects, so it involved a lot of hardcore working to get it done, a lot of evenings, weekends, and I kind of like that I've got the summer without any big plans. Because it's brighter, the days are longer, I can spend that time outside, and maybe it's actually been better that I've been working quite hard through the winter and the colder months of the year, because it's gross outside and you don't want to be outside anyway. So I feel really comfortable, and like I've really given myself permission to not work as hard over the summer months. I'm also like incredibly privileged that I have a chance to do this. I have the freedom to say I want to just take a little bit of a break. I know so many people don't have that. It just doesn't really make sense to me that how much we progressed as a society in terms of technology and production, and yet we're not working less hours. We really should be working less hours and just enjoying our lives more, surely. I've also just been feeling a little bit unmotivated, I guess, in my personal life as well. Other than reading and gardening and maybe cooking and spending time with Craig, I don't really want to do anything else. If you've watched my videos for a while, you know that I was quite involved in activism last year, and I think the pandemic has really derailed that. And also I feel like Craig and I were both quite burnt out from being quite involved in our local group and chairing meetings and organising meetings and doing a lot of like behind the scenes stuff. It was very exhausting to do on top of both of us having full-time jobs. I'm kind of waiting for that motivation to come back as well. Without that motivation, I do feel a lot more kind of negative about the situation globally and the things that we're living through. I don't really want to get into it, but I think without that outlet of meeting with other people in my area who are also concerned and wanting to do something about it, I have become a bit despondent about everything, and I do feel a lot more hopeless, I would say. I kind of think that the way I feel at the moment is quite natural though, because of everything that has happened in the past 12 months. It's not a common occurrence, is it, for there to be a global pandemic? It's just this mass death event that's happened. And as a society, we don't really know what to do with our experiences and our grief. I think we kind of live in denial about a lot of things. I wish there was more breathing space for most people after everything that's happened and is still happening in India. Oh my god, the situation there is horrific. I think collectively we need to be talking about what's happened and making a lot of space and treating each other with kindness and caution. But instead there seems to be this just drive that we have to get back to normal, as much normalcy as possible, which is fine. I'm sure that's what a lot of people want. But then we're not really processing what's happened and what's happening. Some of my burnout, especially my activism burnout, is to do with that, and maybe I just need to like listen to myself and understand that it's okay to just be quiet and process and read and learn and listen to other voices. Having said that, I have just recently rejoined my local climate group. So I'd love to know your thoughts on that, if you've been thinking anything along the same veins. I've been sat here for a couple of hours going through my emails, and I've done my 2 invoices, so that's really good. Now I'm thinking about going for a walk because it's not raining. It's been raining quite a lot today, and I want to go pick some more nettles. I know in my not last vlog, the vlog before, I was also picking nettles, so maybe this is a bit repetitive. My body's just craving the nutrients of nettles. Oh, by the way, I've just been rubbing my eyes loads because I'm allergic to tree pollen. Anyway, I found this recipe for stinging nettle gnocchi. I just got back from the walk. I didn't take my camera because I didn't want to. It was really nice not to have it. I'll show you my haul though. This box is 2 layers of nettles separated by a dog poo bag. I picked them in 2 different locations, and as I was picking the first layer of nettles, I started to worry that whether this was like a contaminated area, because it had a lot of rubbish in it, and I was thinking like, what if there was some sort of industrial waste here and it's gone into the plants and the plants are full of toxins, blah blah blah. Because there's a few areas around the outskirts of my town where they've dumped asbestos in the past, so yeah, it's not very nice. But hopefully that's not the case, the place where I got them from. I also got a few leaves. This is mustard. This is garlic mustard, sorry. It's a weed, it's a really common weed, and it's good to pick this time of year. It's nice to pick the newer growth, the young growth. So I like to just put this in a sandwich with cheese, pickle, that kind of thing. And then I got a huge handfuls of wild garlic, some wild garlic bulbs, because I like to pickle these in a sweet pickle with pink peppercorns. It's nice to put on like cheese on toast or something, or on a salad. It's really nice with vegan cream cheese on toast. That's my favourite way to have these. I'm going to wash all of this, soak it in bowls of water, wash it really well, and then get cooking. I'm going to watch this video by Catherine Klein. She's a small YouTuber that I really like. I'll leave her linked in the description of this video if you want to follow her channel. She talks about veganism, the environment, billionaires, it seems. Craig and I have been loving alcohol-free beer, especially this one. It's even got B vitamins in it. It's really delicious. Cheers.
Leading people to believe that GDP is decoupling from resource use. But domestic material consumption factors in the products they purchased, but not the materials that went into those products. When you factor in all of the materials, the results tell a very different story.
Build the expectation rather high. Spare no word, explain your spirit guide. You fill the space we can't articulate with meaning we can't simulate. A chemistry you only learn in time. But if we can be quiet together, then we're doing okay. I think if we can be quiet together, then we're doing okay. And we'll need those words, but sometimes silence is all there is to say. If silence with your father's quotes. Our margins overflow with notes. Brevity, now that's the beauty that we'll need.
We ate our gnocchi. Craig was very polite about it, but it wasn't very good. It just tasted like wet dough, and I don't really know if I've ever had fresh gnocchi before, but I kind of thought it'd be better than the packet stuff that we've been eating, but it wasn't. I didn't really enjoy it. I couldn't finish my meal, and I always finish my meals. But we've got loads of the mixture left, so I might try frying some gnocchi tomorrow instead and see if that makes them taste better. Big disappointment, and took up loads of time to do. So now we're having pudding. Luckily I made a lemon tart. I made my own pastry as well. First time making my own pastry, and that didn't go wrong. That went well. So I've also got some frozen berries with sugar that we just cooked up, and we're gonna have that with the tart. And then we've also got some vegan custard, and we're gonna watch YouTube for the last hour or so of our evening.